This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. As I've been venturing on and trying to recapture some glory from days gone by, especially with fantasy rank and file games, I've run into some stumbling blocks, and I've also ran into some incredible, fantastic ways to get around certain things. We're going to talk about a bunch of this different stuff, but our main focus is going to be on a system by one of the most unbelievable people that have ever created games, and that's Rick Priestley. He's come out over in the last year, Warlords of Erehwon from our good friends over at Warlord Games, who do a fantastic job. I really started taking a look at this and really thinking about where I wanted to go and how I wanted to do things. Especially since I brought in a whole bunch of Kings of War stuff. I have a ton of this stuff that came out, and I wanted to start getting back into the rank and file things. As you know, we all hoped that one day the old world will come back, but that seems very doubtful at best. So taking a look at this system was very interesting, eye-opening, but it also presented some things that I wanted to talk about at the end of the video. But what I really want to focus in on is this tremendous rule set. This is something that you can get at Miniature Market. They have figures for it at Miniature Market, and it is very available for you. And I really think this bridges that gap and that feel that you're looking for. So if Kings of War rules aren't your thing, I'm telling you, if you leave it to the master, Rick Priestley, I think he's got something in here for everybody. Let's go down to the table. We're going to take a look at it. All right, let's really talk about this book. This book is something special in my mind. Warlords, the nice thing about it is Rick starts off, and you don't need the lore here. The lore is for you to create. And that's, I think, one of the beauty things about it, is that you can take this and do anything you want. It runs off a D10 system, which I love D10s anyways, and works very, very well. The book is broken down into a bunch of things, the basics, okay? One model, one man, okay? It explains that whole theory behind everything that goes on in this fantastic game. The thing is, it's not a rank and file system as much as it is a war band system. So you're really gonna get that feel, and the art in here is ridiculous. Okay, now take this Blue Dragon from Heresy Models here, miniatures. You can use that. They give you the option to use just about anything that you want. The one thing that you're going to want to have, you're going to want to have different dice, which are going to have different colors, which are going to orientate the order dice as far as how things go, what they're going to be doing, and so forth and so on. And you can see here, they give you a bunch of variances. I have the skeleton set here, but you can also add in an undead champion from Heresy Miniatures, or maybe skeletal riders from Wargame Foundry. You know, whatever's going to work for you. You're going to need some pin markers, measuring tapes. You're going to need a bunch of D6. You're going to need a bunch of D10, which are going to be really what's going to get you there. The stats and everything are just very simple. They really give you some fantastic ideas. They give you the basics of everything, which is just really fascinating. And the coherency that we're used to, the 1 inch gap, keeping your war band together. How you're going to select your war bands, your table side, the duration of the game, scenarios are all up to you and how you decide to do it. Then it's going to break down stuff. The rules are nothing that's out of the ordinary, but it's nothing boring either. It's just a solid system, and it works very well. And one of the big things is, keeping things simple, concise, and that's what I really enjoy about this. It goes through close combat. You want to bring chariots in, big weapons, monsters, adds in special rules for flyers and things like that. Another thing that really stands out here, and I'm trying not to make this horribly wrong, is we have a magic system. And we remember, one of the things about playing in a war bands or a game that's rank and file was your wizards. Adding in a wizard and adding that unpredictability. You get that feel with this system. You really do. Miscast table, which could be a total disaster. Or you can get your spells off depending on what you're looking to do. Magical weapons. Remember those days, right? Terrain. It talks about the scenarios. And there's a ton of different scenarios that you're going to see that are going to really enhance this particular game. One particular one, and I just happened to come upon it, is the Rogue Beast in the middle of the thing, where you don't know what he's going to do. And you got the two sides fighting. A nice little touch. This really gives you a feel of the old days. And then you're going to go into your army list, because everything is all inclusive in a book. That doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy 15 codexes to support a rule system. They put it all in here. They make it where you can really develop and tinker and do a lot of different things. Everything that you need is here. Knights, huh? Remember the old bar? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I love playing Knights. Always have. Throwback to the days gone by. Paladin Knights by Mantic Games. There you go. Bringing in your Kings of War stuff and really enhancing this. Everything that you need is in this book. Okay? And of course you aren't going to want to play the undead. I know I am. And as you can see, they give you all different types of manufacturers that you can use. Quick reference guides that are concise, make sense, giving you the order phase and the turn phases, all the different orders that you can dish out, because there are 6 different orders that you can dish out. How to shoot, move, close combat, accuracy modifiers. Everything's here. Print it out, laminate it, get it going. Start building armies, and that is what makes this just a fantastic rule set. So if you're looking for something a little different than Kings of War, okay, and you have a bunch of Kings of War models, or maybe you just, this is something that you want to bring in Kings of War models to build and enhance. This rule set by one of the best designers out there ever, Rick Priestley. I really feel that this is something very strong, and something that if you're missing something in your gaming life right now, this is going to fill that void. And all it is just picking it up, this and whatever you have to use around it. Let's go up top and get my final thoughts. One of the things about this system is it's really nice to have everything all compact into one book. You've got all the stats that you're going to need for barbarians, beastmen, dwarves, elves, gnolls, goblins, halflings, orcs, undead, monsters, oversized creatures and stuff like that. And even knights, which is kind of nice, especially if you're a Bretonnian player, that hasn't been able to get those guys out in years. I love the D10 system here. I love the simplicity. This isn't a true rank and file system as much as it is a warband system made for a medium tabletop area where you get that old feel back again. Now, also in here, and I want to point this out because this this is where you run into a little bit of a problem. First of all, if you got everything, if you're a miniature collector, you got a ton of stuff. If you want to kind of expand on things, this is where it gets a little tough. Miniatures used, and they're very well detailed throughout this book, are the Warlord game ones, which I have a ton of. Dark Sword miniatures, which are fantastic. Heresy miniatures, Lucid Eye, Mantic games, again, Kings of War. Midland miniatures, North Star military figures, Outlaw studio miniatures, and War Game Foundry. Now, here's the part that I kind of want to bring up, is that due to the current shipping situation in the world, where the hard part is getting miniatures in. I went recently to bring in some Star Grunt too, because that's my next one of the next projects I've been working on after I got done doing full thrust for a while and painted all that stuff, which is fantastic. Well, you're finding that all these smaller shops are really being affected by this shipping situation. And, you know, I always felt for Australia because of how much it cost to get something to their country. Well, this is now starting to be the normal practice. And, you know, a video for another time, but if you want some of these really unique and you have something in your head and you are overseas where you want to bring something from England to the United States, you may run into some hard times. So I really suggest looking at your local stores, maybe some local dealers, no matter where you are, whether you're in the EU or whatever. But I'm telling you here, this has all the makings of something special, and it's done by one of the geniuses, okay, out there still today, Rick Priestley. If you do not consider this guy a legend, then you haven't really played a lot of tabletop miniature games. Really a fantastic system. Check it out. You can check it out at Miniature Market, or go to Warlord Games and have it brought in. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Until next time, Joe, power up.